I know. It usually happens. Hello, and welcome back. You're listening to another fantastic episode of Let's Drone Out. We cannot get hold of NJ or the guest we were meant to have on, so you're stuck with us guys today. But it's okay. Some stuff has happened. We have
more
tonight...
than half of us have been flying, so we might even talk about drones.
Yes.
All the people that haven't flown have been demoted to the bottom row.
Right, tonight we have my little Tony.
Bonjour.
The Lord Master Andrew / Frank.
Hello.
And I've been brought into life fly, and the other two failures, shall we say? the shut-ins of society. The lovely, beautiful Blue Owl.
Bonjour.
And Curry Kitten Wednesday letdown.
I would just fall asleep during the stream again if I came on. Hello.
I had a mental health review. I didn't do too well, but one of my reasons to live was I enjoy Curry Kitten Wednesday. That got me an extra point on my mental health thing. I said, he goes, "What activities do you enjoy?" And I was like, there's this miserable old who I play video games with on a Wednesday. Oh no, wait, he cancels on me later on.
No.
Well,
do you feel bad now?
I'm going with the treat him mean to keep him keen effect. It seems to work.
Edging me out, like. I don't know.
I want to know some more activities and more points. What do points mean?
Prizes.
I don't know what the hell's going on? Sorry. It was just Blue Owl's muted herself, so the background noise went, and for a second there, I thought my headphones died.
Oh no! Don't tell me I have a background noise. Why am I always a black sheep everywhere?
I can't hear no background noise.
Yeah, the little hiss of her little... just invite someone else, Jack. Clive, you can come on. You've been particularly lovely.
I don't know what it is that Tailspin RC has put in the chat, but I was convinced I had a mark on my screen just then. Like,
yeah.
I scratched it somehow.
Like it.
Grumpy FPV literally wrote, "Wanking didn't count, Jack."
I think that's probably plus points, isn't it? On your mental health review?
Yeah, I suppose.
I call it throwing oneself around the room.
Yeah. RC Robotics has been out with its Mavic 2 Pro myself today. Great fun.
I'm trying to work out if that's just Mavic spelt wrong or it's just Chinese knockoff of a
No, it's a
Mavic.
little plane.
RC Robotics. Plane. What a
plane.
What a name for a plane.
Mavic 2 Pro.
With an X.
I'm going to have to look that one up.
I have been enjoying RC Robotics' videos recently. There's been some good ones. I saw he got sponsored, and I'm fairly certain that the audio quality seems to have improved since he's been sponsored. So I'd like to hear that, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the videos go. Because I've always said like the content on his videos are great. And it's always been like he's been hampered, as we saw on the mini air show online. He's a bit hampered by laptop power in his editing of like what he can cope with. But it seems like his sponsorship is maybe helping out on that. So I'm looking forward to seeing the same great content in HD.
Ooh. I know. I'm excited. I forgot to charge my GoPro, so I have Soddle HD footage.
But you went out.
What did you do? Tell us the story. You've got 20 minutes, and then we'll go between the others for the next 20 minutes.
You managed half a battery, so was it was it half a battery again?
No, I done
whole battery.
I brought quite a few batteries. My plane batteries didn't go so well because it was incredibly windy.
Yeah, it's been
But I flew line of sight the tiny trainer a bit, but also crashed because it was just too light in the wind. And I landed a couple of times, but not really that amazingly. And I flew about 4 packs on my mini quad. I used one of them to do a bit of search and rescue.
What were you having to search for and rescue?
There was a young girl who was missing, and
genuine actual search and rescue.
Two
seemed
police
like
officers.
a downed quad, not an actual human being.
Two police officers, in plain clothes, showed up, and they were like, "Hi, we're police officers," and I was like, Gav, yeah. And I was just like,
Run!
It felt weird because you always see it in the movies, but you always have you got ID? Because you don't look like police officers, they're driving an electric BMW, and they were like, "Do you mind just doing the corners of the hill and the walkway and everything?" So they kind of worked out that she'd probably gone into the woods, so that was kind of cool. And I saved my last battery for. I had a 5th battery with me, and I let Dan Upton fly that. I've only got sunburn on my hands, which is great because I had my hoodie up and everything. I watched Rotor Riot episode, and Blue Hour was mentioned on it. Hey,
Was that?
Yeah.
Which one? I want to know.
I don't know, man.
In what
Probably the
context?
probably the only one that's worth listening to on Let's Drone Out, even though she didn't say anything.
I know. I was mentioned in one before, and it was on different styles of flying. So obviously, because there are 2 people flying high tilt around the world, I had to be mentioned. But I'm not sure if it was this one. Let me know.
Any of you who follow me on Instagram would have seen my lovely drone bag.
Yeah.
I'm using my normal drone bag for my art stuff on a Friday. So I put everything in a carrier bag. Don't do that. I've broken 2 switches off my transmitter there and there.
Right.
So yeah, the Jippo bag, or members of the traveling community bag, available in our shop.
Do you not have I swear you have a transmitter case though?
No, I gave up on those because they were just so bulky, and I might change my ways. Sorry,
it's much better to put things in a carrier bag.
Just great. At least they show up.
So you
Poor
flew more
Frank.
than one battery. That's good. Man.
Yeah, flew on battery. Gav showed up. I charged my GoPro, so there's a couple of batteries. We met up with a random encounter. Some guys doing the old petrol RC cars, and let's just say that there's not a hey, what about your failsafe? And none of them have failsafes. And one of them rampaged to the rugby field, went through the gate and hit a post.
They're like
and just
ankle
blew up.
breakers, them things.
Yeah, I know. Just absolutely that, and one of them went off to do have a look at it, and he brought back solid about 2 centimeter thick rods that have been bent and snapped, with eye holes in. I don't know what parts they are on a car, but Jesus Christ. They are sorry for cussing. Those things, they just don't set a failsafe, I guess, because they don't fall on people or kill people like drones do, apparently. But
Also, generally, you're not going far enough out of range of the car.
Yeah,
that's quite a challenge to get out of range.
Yeah,
but these car transmitters aren't exactly we must put a crossfire in it because we're doing 6 kilometers away, is it? It's just like some Mickey Mouse thing.
No, but I mean,
people drive around estates with their cars.
Oh yeah. These are FPV cars. That's a different thing. If you're just talking about people driving line of sight with their little, I'm doing this and this is me driving on the steering wheel. then that's not very far.
Yeah,
But I suppose
normally they have
it
a
is quite
screen
hard to
for-
take people out because if you have like, oh, there was a step, and then that destroyed the car because the person was above the step. It seems less likely to kill people. Maybe do damage to their feet.
Yeah. I mean, if it runs over your toes, you're not even going to notice it.
Or
It's
if you're
whether it
doing a
hits you in the
headstand at the
ankle.
time, that could be dangerous. But
Yeah.
these are corner cases, I feel.
You had to have
Fergie says- Go on, Frank.
you had to fail-safe tests on the trucks, Lurgy.
At the
Like you
show.
mean the little scale ones that
We
Jack
have to do
and
like 1
Harry
mile an
spent
hour
the
and
day on.
drive around the scale
Yeah.
village.
Yeah, they don't even go that fast, and they're within the fenced-off area.
That's true.
And they surely don't weigh that much. Like even if they were going like 4 miles an hour, they're not really going to do much, are they? That seems.
Anyone, have you seen what Magical Pencils wrote? Has anyone seen that guy with the FPV RC car that baits the police and he gets into a high-speed chase?
I have
Yes,
seen
I
that.
have
That's
seen
really
that.
good.
Yes, there's
Send
one
that to
guy
me,
who
someone
said
send
I
that to
did
me.
think about inviting him on. He seemed to be genuinely trying to piss off everybody in the world.
Nice.
They look at
That
me.
is so funny. I'm going to watch that now. Are we? Should we play it on stream, or do you reckon that's like bad?
That's a bad idea.
Holy crap! Is that? Did it? Hang on.
He does keep losing cars though because of it. Mostly because he's fine about he can get away and stuff, but he ends up like crashing or going off the road, and then he can't. He gets stuck on something.
Oh no, GoPro Hero Silver. Crap. Ugh. Oh my god, hang on. I'm just checking this out.
So who else was flying?
I've been flying. I've flown a bunch of packs. I've tried out 3 of the local spots. So I've tried a local little park bit that's about a 10-minute walk from me. An abandoned. I'm pretty sure it's an abandoned golf course that's kind of near to
nice.
that as well. And also the field next to kind of work, depending on.
Next kind of work.
Well, I mean, my kind of employer, but not employer, but there's some people that I'm doing some work for occasionally.
So secretive.
It's
Double
not
O-
secretive. It's just
Double O
it's
behave.
not simple. I don't understand what's going on, so I don't know how to communicate it. But yeah, so I went to my kind of office. It's kind of my office. I don't know. Somewhere that I'm doing some work occasionally, and they were like, "Oh, you do some drone stuff, right? We have a forest over there, and we have a field over there. You're very welcome to use it." And I'm like, "Yes, okay, I will."
If
I
you
will do
want
that.
someone killed, Frank can be found on the dark web for hire.
Look, Jack's not even paying attention. He's
I
literally
know. No, I
watching
heard
other
that.
stuff.
This is amazing.
He's watching.
This guy's incredible.
Oh my god, you're watching something else while doing a live show.
I know. I'm so sorry. I got the ADHD is strong.
Cat on his
Yeah.
bloody phone screen. Car
What were
on
you
that
flying,
screen.
Frank? Because you were saying it sounded like maybe you were flying high tilt because you were sort of building up to something and then you bottled it.
Yeah, so the guy who it's even more complicated because it's like he doesn't really own a field but kind of owns a field, but it's either way. It's like he lives right next door. His son was there, and he was like, "I want to," he grabbed his son, and we were all 3 of us out in this field. And so I started off with quite low tilt because I was like, I don't trust myself because it is a field, but it has some trees growing in it. But
That's
What
Because
are
good.
it's-
you going on about
That's what you
tonight?
want.
It is a field, it's not a field, it's not my work, it is my work.
Yeah, it's kind of work. It's kind of a
I
field.
feel we've got a
What
lot
is
of rambling to
trees?
say I flew in this field with some trees, which would
Do you
be
know what
the
it
short
is?
way of
I
saying
know
it.
what it is. It's because we've got no guests, we've got nothing to talk about, and he's trying to make it last.
Trying to make it into a shaggy dog story.
Why?
Nasty.
Oh my god, that was incredible.
You're still
Jack's
watching,
just
right?
watching something else.
They're like
Yeah, I know.
they're tree saplings because the thing is, it's because the field has been abandoned for about 10 years, and it's not like some big oak trees in the middle and a field around it. It's just kind of meadow with some little saplings growing in it. So
Yeah.
it's if you were there, you'd understand why I'm.
No, since you're
having
going
problems
into
explaining
detail,
it.
I'm going to pick you up on this. It can't have been abandoned that long if they're saplings,
Yeah.
because the whole thing would have
10
erupted
years,
into
isn't
quite big brush. If
Well,
it's like
there's
some
a lot of
meadow and
that.
saplings,
Maybe you
that's
should become a
like couple of
detective.
years.
Maybe you're kind of lost, your way.
I'm suspicious about Frank now and what he's doing in the field.
Well, I always
He's
have
probably
been.
got together
Yes,
with
he-
Tony and they're burying people there. It's my immediately.
Who are you, Frank?
There's chickens and pigs if that helps.
What, in the field?
Yeah, we're in a bit of
With
the
the
field.
saplings?
Yeah,
Just running around?
well, around a bit of it. Like they're fenced off a little bit. Don't worry about it.
So
I'm
there's a
back
fence
now.
as well.
There's kind of yes.
So
kind
in
of.
this
I don't know.
It's not
abandoned
amazing
field, which
fences.
hasn't
It's
been
like-
touched for 10 years, there's a fence where
You
pigs
literally can't
and
tell
stuff
us. This
are
is
somehow
what it is.
self-sufficient
It's
without any human intervention.
it's not that I'm withholding information. It's that I don't know how to communicate the information accurately.
It really doesn't sound that hard, does it?
Well, it shouldn't be, but it is.
Wow.
But yeah, so I was flying around just kind of fairly low tilt to begin with, and then tried to fly line of sight passing the goggles around, and that didn't go well at all. I was flying my Tyro 79, and I'd forgotten my glasses, and it didn't go very well.
It's
Completely
tiny
lost
anyway,
orientation
that thing.
about 30 meters out. I was like, oh yeah, this is not going well. But hey, they got to enjoy a crash FPV. It's fine. And then I gave up on that, and but while I was there, I stuck at high tilt and then was flying around one of the saplings trying to learn where exactly. Well, first of all, where like hover is, like how high
There's no
the tilt
hover.
was. No, I learned that.
Just looking at the sky at all times, surely.
Pretty much. Well, that's why I was flying around the sapling. Was like, even if you're kind of, I had a reference of like how high I was and whether I was moving forwards or backwards or whatever. But yeah, it's very much a case of like, yeah, there's none of that. That's not happening. So I definitely didn't try landing anywhere nearby. That was bad, or would have been bad if I'd tried that. But yeah, I was just orbiting the saplings and.
Was this a dream?
No, there was stuff
It would
on
explain a lot.
stuff on his Instagram for it.
How was the landing? My big question with this high tilt thing.
I just was somewhere that I knew where it was and just disarmed. It's like, yeah,
Oh, that's how it works every time.
Yeah.
You either crash or you just guess where you are.
I just wanted to know where it was, to go pick it up because I'm not flying it back to us because I have a small child standing next to me. I don't really want to risk taking them out. So I just I can see that bit of path. I know where that bit of path is. I'll just kind of fly as slowly as I dare along there, so that I still know where I am, and just disarm and just plonk onto the ground with a nice thump.
I actually remember my very first flights in real life with high tilts, and we had somebody who was very interested. There was one more person. I was trying to trippy spin some, I don't know what it was, some really high poles, and this guy was just so interested. He wanted to know everything, how fast they fly. That's the first question I always get. He had no idea about drones, so he just kept talking and talking. And I remember my friend saying at some point, now she's trying to fly something that's very, very difficult. So you just need to stop talking and let her focus. And it was so intense. And I was just shaking. I was like all over the place with the quad, and it wasn't very pretty. It's not something I would post, but I just remember that comment. You just need to shut up and let her fly.
Yeah, I see.
But But yeah, I haven't flown the forest yet. That's on my to-do list. Is to fly a little forest next to it.
So is this, when you say it's the forest, does this mean you're just going like through a forest trail through trees, and it's going to be very tree exciting?
Very fast.
Lots of trees. It's a whatever the proper word is for a place where they grow trees as a farm. It's they farm trees. Whatever that
A tree
word
farm?
is. I don't know. I feel like there's probably a word for that, isn't there? Like
Coppice.
like you have like an orchard for when you get the
It's more
fruit from
about
them,
getting
but
the
when you're
fruit,
just
isn't it?
getting the wood from them,
Tree
what do you call that?
nursery?
I don't know. Whatever it is, it's one of them.
Tree farm. I'm
Very-
getting a vote for tree farm from Robin FPV. I'm going with
Yeah,
tree farm.
we'll go with
Hey,
that.
Shall we
Nursery.
start calling you Metal Frank at this point?
Something's happened. He needs.
This is a
rebooting.
reference to Metal Danny.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
I thought
I was.
Sorry, I thought I was the one who couldn't speak English, but I feel better now.
having some difficulty today. I don't know why. But yeah, I was walking around it at lunchtime, just working out like which bits should you fly around, which bits should you avoid, where is there too much scraggle. And I reckon there's quite a reasonable course you can make out of it. So maybe I mean, it's because there's also, internet and running water and electricity and everything on site. So we could probably organise an event there fairly easily.
Should all turn up.
Exactly.
Let's just have an event with us 5. Blue Hour has to come over from deepest, darkest Czech Republic.
Exactly.
Bring the
Yeah,
beer.
I wish I could. I'm actually going home tomorrow, so
Ooh.
I'll be a
Are you
bit
going to be
closer.
flying there? Are you allowed to
Hopefully.
fly there?
That's the plan.
Oh, it'd just
I
be
actually
me.
realized in the meantime, while you were talking, that I don't belong in the bottom row today. I didn't go flying in real life, but I did fly.
On a sim?
Yeah.
Well, I did that. We're still on the bottom row, I'm afraid.
Okay,
It's sim people.
I tried. Okay, I do belong here.
The losers row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Frank, how many
Nice.
packs did you do?
I mean, I only flew a couple of packs in the field, but in that field next to kind of work. But the kind of field next to the kind of work, I only flew a couple of packs there. But the park near here and the kind of abandoned golf course next to that. Yeah, I'm sorry. There's lots of kind ofs. I don't know how many packs I flew. Quite a few. At least more than 4.
Well, that's beating Jack. Jack, you lose.
Why? I done a few. I just didn't totally drain them. And I gave one to Dan. Not my fault. This is what I've been up to.
That is
Oh,
a
look at
bright
that.
LED thing.
That's very bright.
Oh, sorry, strobing. Sorry.
Maybe you
There
could, if someone donates, you could flash that instead of fireworks.
I'm all right. 6 packs today.
Oh,
Look at old numbskull. Check this out. But yeah, that's
Everyone's
what
getting out there.
I don't know. That's what I've been up to. So,
What
did you
about-
sell? No,
I was going to say, what about Tony as the other person on the top row?
I
What have you been
flew.
up to?
Come on,
I
big boy.
tested return to home.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I saw that video. It was funny.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
You seem to be shitting yourself all the way
I
through it.
was
but-
shitting myself all the way through it. I was. But I pretty much knew it was going to work because I copied Martin's fossil stuff settings. He'd done it already. He's like, just copy this because we'd both already copied some ones off of probably Bardwell's, but then he changed it a little bit, so I just copied his, put it in, and flicked the switch, and it abruptly turns around and starts going up really fast and then coming back. But yeah, it worked. It was a little bit of confidence there now. If I'm out miles away, there you go. Winter Blues just donated. Jack, you can either light a fireworks or light your little flamey thing.
No, I'd like
your little
fireworks.
light thing.
Tone, can you mute your mic? And I think
Yes.
your internet's a bit shit, or you've got a loose connection on your mic.
Should I just
Sounds fine to me.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
What, you couldn't hear him like clipping out or anything?
Nope.
Maybe
No.
it's my headphones. Fucking ignore me then, don't worry. Ignore everything I say.
I turn it down. Is that better?
No, you're right, Jack.
No,
Yeah,
there was a little
I heard
bit
it
clip
then.
in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, well, sorry, Tony, for being the only one who properly actually listens to you. My darling wife.
Should I not talk?
Well, mute it and...
I don't know.
Fine.
After that explanation from Frank about where he flew, it was just refreshing to say Tony said I went out and tested return to home, and that was it. There was no like, well, it was kind of a field, but it might have been like where pigs live, but no one's been there for 10 years, even though it wasn't like high grass.
Do the pigs and chickens eat each other? Thank you, Winter Blue, by the way. It's I do miss you.
Can
I
I
do.
talk now?
Yes.
Yeah, you sound so
Yeah.
much better.
Because that's not all you flew, is it, Tony?
No, that was a
Might
couple of
have been.
days. That was a couple of days ago. That return to home, so I'm happy about that. I wanted to go down to Brighton and do a longer range video, but we've got this northeasterly wind, and I think it's actually going to get worse the weekend. So I probably won't bother. We just had that horrible northeast wind for the last couple of days, which is taking the edge off that nice blue sky and sunny sky we've been having. Anyway, I went out tonight. I flew the Inspire, just tested that, gave it, charged a few batteries, put a few batteries through that. That was working fine. And then I flew the X-Class because it's just literally been hanging on my wall for 6 months. So I thought, right, better charge the batteries. All the batteries have charged nice. They're all looking really good and healthy. Took it out. I've just actually posted a video just before LDO. And I was having problems. It just wouldn't come down. So I don't know what's happened. It was every time I banked left or right, it would rise. And not throttle, you'd think it would just fall out of the sky, and it wasn't. So how can something go wrong just sitting on the wall? I don't know. So I've got a...
How did you eventually land it then if it kept going up whenever you took the throttle off?
It was mostly going up when I was turning. So if I banked, yawed, or turned, it would rise. So I just leveled it out and it come down. But it was coming down really slow. It was horrible. You know, when you drop a quad, you literally naught and it falls like a brick. It was not doing that. So yeah, it felt out of control. So basically just landed it and just went, oh, I'm not doing that again.
Next time, just turn it upside down and just throttle up towards the ground. It will be faster.
I'll try that. Oh, I don't know what it was and why it flew fine the last time and then just hanging on the wall and goes wrong. So
oh man, what is wrong with your audio, bro? It's awful.
Let me go and come back.
Well, I think wiggle the plugs, unplug everything, put it in.
I'm just going to go and come back.
Don't listen to Jack. Don't do whatever Jack says about fixing your audio.
Microphones if Jack says so.
Oh no, he sounds awful. Like the.
But I feel like now
if
we
you're
have a
listening
chance
to this,
now we have a chance to be upgraded to the top row. It depends.
Never, you're still down there, you dirty little rascals.
We are the sin people.
Yeah.
Look, did you do any DCL flight? Was it DCL?
I did that. Yes, exactly.
Have you qualified yet?
No, I don't think so. I'm not good enough, really. But
work harder.
No, that's a fair point. I can't say no to this, but there's also life. Some people have life.
Thanks.
But that was actually super nice. That was like, it's a sim that makes you feel good, even if you're super bad at racing, because you can start from a very low level, from very easy tracks, and that's okay. You don't have to jump all the way up right away. And it kind of, I think it's the first sim I've tried that kind of leads you throughout the progress. You can start really from zero and feel good about it. So at first you have like 2 gates, then you have maybe 5 gates, and I was really getting good times at easy tracks. But then it happened. Then I tried a difficult track that I don't feel so good anymore. But the good thing is there's actually quite a lot of freestyle potential. So whenever I felt demotivated, I would just, oh, by the way, it's actually a good question what angle to fly at when I'm racing. I didn't know what to do. I tried 35 degrees at first because racing at 65 is just stupid. It doesn't work for me. And I tried 35 and I kept staring at the ground and crashing into gates because I couldn't see them. So I think I ended up with 45, something like this. It's something that's already similar to high tilt, so I can keep it in the air at least most of the time. But
I was going to say, I'm sure I saw a post from Mako either on Facebook or Instagram, and I thought I saw down the bottom her camera was at 62 degrees, which seemed really high, but maybe she was going really fast.
But she's
I've been
good.
promoted. Oh no!
Oh, no.
No! Ah.
I'm back.
No,
Hopefully it's
Back.
better.
down there. Yeah. I don't know what that was, man, but like the editor's going to be so annoyed taking those little blips out.
Sorry.
Editor, if you listen to this, I'm thinking about you. Please feel free to send your love to WhatsApp.
You've got a Blue Owl question there from Winterblue.
Oh,
Yeah, what software do I fly with? So I used to fly with Betaflight at the beginning, but for I think a good year or two, I'm on KISS, and I wouldn't go back. I still have the tinies
one of us.
on Betaflight, but yeah, KISS for the win.
Yeah.
See, she does belong here.
Friendly, come on, move me up there. I'm not logged in, so I can't do it.
There you go. You can go up there for a bit. Being good.
Tony, while you were away briefly, the chat suggested a few things.
I was going to ask if anyone had any ideas.
Possibly, Robin suggested you'd left it on the wall too long and the arms are loose, which I thought at first was a joke, but then I thought actually no, that's actually not a bad shout. If it does get a bit loose, then you're going to get sort of the vibrations and then
That's
you're going to have
idea.
the kind of those sort of issues.
Tighten your old nuts, boy.
Tailspin suggested it might be trims on your radio or just generally kind of, I guess, something else that you might have changed on your radio. Like maybe if you have recalibrated the sticks or something or just done something weird in it, maybe. Like maybe when you're like holding a radio whilst you were, trying to connect to a simulator, maybe whilst quite drunk,
Can you recalibrate your accelerometer? Yeah, you can. Yeah,
But you shouldn't need to because
I thought I
Tony's
was
only
flying
flying
in-
macro.
Isn't it? So I don't even need them. I like the idea of tightening me nuts. I might try that.
Now this is done with like a spanner or a screwdriver. This is not a duct tape situation. So
Okay.
I don't know
I'll
if you
try
need to call someone to help you.
I'll try to do it
expanding
properly.
foam in the joints.
Hey, look! I fixed my dropper post on my mountain bike on my own, which involves cables and doing things up and things pop up and down. So I was happy that I done that. I did scream once when I fell off it while I was sitting on my bike and it wouldn't go down.
I'll be right back. Sorry.
And then I fell over and screamed at the top of my voice around the neighbourhood. They probably heard me shouting and swearing a bit, but I did fix it in the end. So it is possible. It's just that I've not got very many tools. So yeah, but I like the idea of tightening stuff up. So yeah, that might be a thing. I won't read that out on the podcast.
Caroline suggests to tighten nuts, apply deep heat.
That
I
would
don't
die
know
down.
how international deep heat is as a product.
Yeah.
Google it. That's all I can suggest.
Google it.
If you don't understand that joke, Google it.
Yeah, so I'll try that. I can't think of anything else why it'd do that. Really. Just especially when it's just sat there. But like it could be my transmitter. Yeah, my transmitter flew the Tomahawk the day before. Fine. So don't know. Mind you, that was using Crossfire and the other one wasn't using Crossfire. The X class actually doesn't run on Crossfire. So yeah, it could be something on there. But then to test the X class, like taking the props off doesn't, and spinning up doesn't, you don't get the same effect without props on. So I remember the guy under the stairs had the same problem when he first started his X class. It was going up and not coming down, but I think that was something to do with idle, if I remember. I can't remember. But yeah, it's going to be one of them days where you just sit out there and fiddle around with it, I suppose, until it works. So
When was the last time you've flown it before?
it's literally been on my wall for 6 months.
So maybe it just didn't fly enough during 6 months and it just wanted to stay in the air. You're telling it to go back. And it just
It was
wanted
having
to fly.
too much fun. It didn't want to come down.
Exactly. I bet
Hey,
my
screw you,
quad
Tony. I'll land when I'm ready.
my quads are just gonna go to the moon when I try flying them for the first
Yeah,
time.
perhaps it
That's
caught
only
sight
me.
of like the Mars thing, and it's like I'm off there, I'm going
Or
away.
maybe it was like, it can, can't it? Like having the camera angle different might have upset, but literally, I was literally putting no throttle at all, and it was still going up. So it's definitely something bad. It needs to be sorted. But yeah, I've
Have
got
you-
to fly it at Wings and Wheels in a couple of months, so it needs to be sorted.
Have you put in a 16S battery instead of a 8S
No.
battery that you had last time?
No, it's still unfortunately only 8S, but I think Martin's going to bring in his along to Wings and Wheels, and I might even see if I can nick it and try flying Martin's before Wings and Wheels, and then asking him if I can borrow it because he's got pretty lights on it as well.
Well, if the basis of it flying up is generally it thinks it's having a wobble and thus the motors are compensating, I think the shout about checking all the bolts to see if there's any wobble in it is quite a good one. Vibration equals motors spinning up to try and cancel each other out and then just getting caught in that loop.
I will try that first, I think, but otherwise I just don't know what it can be really. But I don't know. We'll see. But glad the Tomahawk flew back. That was amazing. Although it does. Has anyone tried return to home on a normal quad that you've built
You have to
yourself?
stop calling it return to home because that's still what it is. It's rescue mode. It's like we're in Schitt's Creek. What can I do? I'll crash it towards myself. That's essentially what rescue mode is. We've had this discussion.
Crash to home, yeah.
To be fair, I did remember you saying that in my head. That's why I took over when it got.
That's a good idea. It's people expecting it to come down and land
12.
nicely are in for a big surprise.
Yeah, I didn't want it crashing into my face. So, but it's good. It works, but it's just scary how quickly it turns around and climbs. Can you slow any of that down? Do you know?
Yeah,
I'm sure you can.
I did mention it. It's in the fail-safe menu. You can change the meters per second it comes back. But the climb thing is really interesting because what happens is you sort of fly out and then it's going to come up by X amount of meters and come back. But what it does, it goes 20 meters above your max flight. So you could be flying like 100 meters and then you're like, oh, I'll come back and test this. So you fly out at 10 meters out into a field and then you flick the switch and it immediately goes up to 120 meters before it starts coming back to you, which is really, really weird. So it's like the highest point you're at during that flight, not just at a certain height. That's the weird thing about it.
Okay. Oh well, it's there anyway. And if I lose my sight and my goggles or whatever, I can just flick a switch now, or turn the radio off. Has anyone tried that?
No, I'm scared to. I'm scared about being far enough away to get the radio back on, reconnect, and saying it's going to be okay. I've tested it out. The fact it comes home, I've put that as my fail safe, but I don't want to do a full test of turning it off. That's something I will leave for a real fail safe. Because up to that point, it's like,
In
no.
my head, I've got this image of like being out in a field, and have like a few cars parked up, and like someone's flown out like a mile away, and like loses connection. We've got rescue mode coming. And it's like, quick, move your cars! it's coming in.
It's coming in. I don't know if it's going to land, if it's going to crash, what's going to happen. No.
I think the funniest thing about that is like you're flying away there, you drop your radio on the floor, it's like smashes up and the battery comes out, and then it's like, oh no, and then you realise there's a missile heading towards you. You've got to start legging it before it gets you.
I mean, I do know someone who had a rather poor connection with their crossfire module on the back of their radio. And it so the power came out or something, and so the module died. And they were busy trying to like fit it all back in because it was not a sensible connection. It was like loads of or jumper leads just plugged in or something. But and so they had a little wing of some kind that just came back and was just circling around them because it was on iNav. So it wasn't quite rescue mode scary, but it was just going in circles, and it had, lithium ion in it. It had like, stupid amount of time left to fly because basically you just launched it and then the connection went off his radio. And like, he's trying to see what's going to happen first. Is he going to be able to plug back in his module and turn it all back on and reconnect and actually get it to land, or is it just going to run out of battery and just collapse onto the ground somewhere?
Well, I think it'd be an interesting experiment to do, because in some ways, in the ideal circumstances, what will happen is it will run out of battery to run the motor, but it'd still be able to move the surfaces. And if you've got the right wind conditions, it will just gently spiral down and land perfectly. Of course, it will probably just stall and do the normal wing thing about going splat on the ground, but it would be nice to think it would do that, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
It would be nice to think so.
I have an old Spectrum radio that had the aerial had broke inside. I had to run and catch up with a 500 class
That's something I don't want to run after. I want to run away
500
from.
class heli. That sounds terrifying.
It's a 1400 RPM samurai sword.
I stand behind Jack when we go to Helifest bits. When we've gone out anywhere and we go to the helicopters, I literally just stand behind Jack at all times, just in case.
What you have described, iNav is landing mode, basically.
Does iNav actually have an auto land?
Yeah, it has now, but it kind of it usually just circles and gets lower and lower, and then sort of either crashes into the trees around you or lands. You kind of have to like follow it around and then grab it as it goes down. But yeah, so it can circle you, but you got to like select it to land, auto land. But they've done the whole safe zones now as well. So if you're within distance of a safe home, safe zone. It will fly there and then land.
So is this safe zone something you set in the mission planner, or is that something you have to wander out somewhere and say, "Here's safe"?
I think it's in the mission planner. I think you just set safe points, but if you're too far away, then it just ignores them. And then we'll return to home. As far as I know.
What I love about these hyper-intelligent flight modes is okay, I think I can land, but hey, no one told me there were any trees there, so I assume it's just a complete flat Earth. Tony, you'll like this, and there's
Yeah.
nothing else there, and it will just like, oh, there was a tree there. Apparently, no one told me. I have to get
bashing into the membrane or whatever it
LiDAR
is.
stuff.
The firmament.
That's
Is
the
that
one.
is that? Oh my
Yeah.
god!
I remember my friend trying to do. He liked playing with the tech in Ardu Pilot, so he kept trying to do auto takeoff and auto landing a few years ago, which basically involved him running across the field holding a plane until the motor would spin up, which would normally happen about 100 meters away. So literally, he's just running around with his plane until it detected it had enough speed and it would launch. But we never quite got the landing right. What it would generally do is I think it would go in this logical fight where it's like, I'm coming down, it's all going well, and then it start taking off again. So I think there was a fight between I'm stalling when it's coming into land, and thus I should thrust again, and I'm trying to land. So it just going like that. That was a few years ago. Maybe it got better, but it's kind of like, let's do this because it's fun to see if a plane can land itself rather than necessity, though.
So the follow-up on Grumpy with his 500 class heli that he had to go and run after was that it was heading towards houses, and that's why he had to run after it.
Fair.
I still don't
Don't
know what
worry.
you're going to do when you catch up with it, though. Start throwing stones at it.
We throw the transmitter at it. Right. Oh my gosh.
I lobbed a stick at your quad. That worked.
Yeah, you little bastard. I know. And Frank
That's a
wound me
chance,
up with the, turn your board 180 degrees, and then my quad literally ate itself. Destroyed an ESC. You owe me an ESC, I don't even care.
That worked
That's
for
it.
me.
When you start taking tech advice from Tony, you know you've gone so far away from what reality should be.
It worked for me.
You deserve everything you
All
get.
I can say.
It was a dead gyro on only one axis. So
Maybe that's
bullshit.
what's happened to me.
Yeah.
My X-Class.
It was from a very bad crash with that northern guy, Andy RC, if any of you remember.
Oh, when you were
Yeah.
flying through like the just round in the biggest, most open, empty, rocky landscape, and you managed to crash into each other.
Yeah, I was orbiting, and then
That was
he
3 years
plowed
ago this week.
straight into me. Yeah. Fucking Andy, if you're listening to this, you're a bellend.
I think
please
you're
come
both
back on the show.
equally liable for that one.
I've got bright ass LEDs on the back of my quad light. How the hell?
If you're both
Really?
orbiting, it doesn't matter how bright the LEDs are on the back of you, does it?
I weren't. I was orbiting. He was not orbiting. He was just flying at me.
He's not here to defend himself, but hopefully
Hang on,
one day
let's phone him. Hang on, let's phone him. Like I'm
the phone.
gonna ring him and be like,
I think he'll apologise and own up to it. I think what he'll say it wasn't me who crashed into you, Jack.
why? Because it's like a. It's
I don't think he'll
I think
answer.
people are equally liable. I think everybody knows that you don't see a quad until it's. Oh,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
there.
Yeah, he was particularly like foggy and crap
Yeah.
as well.
You were flying through mist, weren't you?
Yeah, I know.
It
Like
was
some of the
misty and
stuff Tony
foggy.
done, like the downhill of the mountain. No, Andy. Sorry, guys. I tried.
I can't believe that was 3 years ago.
I'm
was
not
it?
answering this.
I
That was
know.
a good. That was a good trip out. That was. I think we're gonna have to do something like that again. You up for a
Well,
4 a.m.
COVID.
4 a.m. start, Jack?
No, definitely not.
You hated me until about midday, if I recall.
I know. I'm so sorry about me. I just
Knocked me out of your car. I was
I
trying
know.
to wake
It
Frank
was
up.
hilarious.
Was that-
He like ripped off my fucking car antenna.
Tapping it on the window. Don't let me in. You bastard.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Wow. Was that more or less frustrating for you than having no means of transport in the middle of Wales?
Yeah, I wanted to kill you more easy. Because like.
We do have
Because
some
you
fun,
know
though.
that was the case because like of the way I was like, you put that tire on or I'm doing it and then I'm going to beat you to death with I've already upset someone by threatening to burn down their workshop for not doing the thing that they signed on, and then they haven't put in the invoice. So I think I've like scared them that much. I will not burn anyone's
Sorry,
workshop down.
how many LEDs have you done? PCBs or whatever?
4, 5. I can't remember. 5.
Are they made to order then? Have people ordered them off you or?
No. Well, no. It's like
You
Frank
can go
wanted-
to etsy.com/Brighton Till I Fly.
No. They're not up there. They're not. They're at the moment. These were just like little test ones for fun,
Okay.
and yeah, it's just like friends and nice people are getting them. So like Frank's got one, Curry's got one, Tony's got one.
I didn't.
What? Blue Owl. It's pointless you having one. You're flying upside down. And Painless is getting one, and Wynn's getting one because Wynn sent me a package at the beginning of lockdown, and so I decided to make him one.
Maybe you
Tony?
can manage a trade of LEDs for stickers.
Yeah, I mean the only problem is that I do need £10 in order to like do some proper PCBs, which sucks. So I need
Sponsored
some
by
way-
PCB Way.
Yes, but no,
Maybe.
like I think Curry sent the RGB ones. Did you? Did you send the RGB Gerbers?
No, yeah, you didn't give me any files. I just sent a photo. So what
Okay,
about
that's
this?
cool.
And they said send a
Yeah,
thingy file,
don't
and
send
it's
photos.
got too technical for me already. So
Good.
I'm out.
You can't not,
What do you mean?
Jack, you can't not send Blue Owl one. It might force her out to actually fly and make a video because I said someone in the chat said that Blue Owls had made a video for months.
Oh,
I think
alright,
she
I'll
even
put
promised.
her
us
back.
that-
There you go.
What do you
Look,
want me
until
to say?
BigJack.com. Yes, Big Clive. There you go. You're back there now. I've got the RGB ones coming, so if I can do them, I will accept donos, and you can get one.
Are they all?
for that.
Are they all round? Or are you doing different shapes?
No, these are all just the standard shape at the moment, but I will redesign something for open source. So it's on the way.
Cool.
So I've so like these round ones I'm doing, gonna try and like make them open source, so you can like buy just the LEDs and the resistors, and then sit there and solder them yourself, and then it will be like a nice little. You can like download the Gerber files, and then or just go to like I don't know PCBWay or whatever and put in the number that they will give this board, and then they'll just print make more, and then you'll get 5 of them, and you can sit there
For
and
the
make them.
benefit of people listening to the audio podcast, Jack has made a PCB of a circular ring of LEDs.
Yes. Sorry. Oh, fuck. That's the worst.
Jack's
Yes.
ones are going to be red.
No, mine are blue.
Frank just got that.
Red ring. Oh, thanks.
Frank got that. He was the only one.
Yeah. Thank
The
you.
Ring of Fire.
Yeah. My butthole.
dear.
That's the one.
Yeah. So it's been fun.
Sorry, Jack.
Yeah. Well, if anyone would like Tony's LED ring, let me know. Just put Tony as a bell end in the comments, and whoever gets the most thumbs up gets his
I
LED
paid for
board.
that. You can't give stuff that I've paid away. You
Yeah,
bastard.
true. Yeah, I know. He did buy some LEDs for his one.
Putting
But
that on the alien.
I know it's gonna be cool, man. It's gonna be cool. I've had a bit of problem with the old cheap, the cheapo LED malarkeys and stuff. That was pretty bad. I've got a blue one as well. Hang on, right, watch out.
So that's got to be for Blue Owl, isn't it?
Bright flickery lights. Well, no, Blue Owl and her lack of sticker giving.
I just wanted to tell you something, Jack. Don't take it personally, but I have one here.
Oh yeah. So there's
This
blue.
one's for you.
Oh,
It
thanks
works
for
really
that.
well on a a webcam. It's just like, here is a iridescent glow of something.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Does that?
Thanks, Clive. Thanks, GFPV. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. In the after the show.
Right.
Um.
I'll send
After
you
the show in the
2
comments.
if you don't send that in comments.
That's a lot that you're going to send out, because there's going to be a lot of people who don't comment on the video.
Yeah. Hang on. Childishly, where's the up arrow thing? Oh yeah, that.
Thanks, Gary Kitten.
Like to
No,
participate.
Winter Blue got in the way. Damn it. Like, oh god, damn it, Gabe.
Thanks,
Who
Gabe.
died? Tony is a nice guy despite being a vegan. Yeah.
Thanks,
Wow.
Rich. All
This is
these
good.
lovely comments.
When we have comments like this, I can say, okay, Jack, how are you going to do substitution in a Linux command to change that into a correct statement? And then Jack will want to die.
What file format did they want the PCB one? No.
Are your Gerber files ready?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, technically yes. What?
Are your Gerber files ready?
No. The Linux related questions.
Is Tony a bellend?
No.
I'm confused. Where are we going?
What? Do we
command
know
to
what this
correct or
show's
something?
called today?
I don't know what's going on. I'm very lost. I can barely speak. I don't know what anyone's saying. I'm very confused. I'm lost.
I personally
You should try listening to yourself, trying to describe what a field
I
is.
know. I hear
think-
myself, and I don't understand.
I think Frank's just recorded himself for an hour talking complete and utter bollocks and then pressed play on his laptop. And
I
we're
haven't
just
done, but that's a
seeing
good
it now.
idea.
Do you reckon the chickens and pigs were at war, and they've been at war for centuries? And
No, have you
Like
not
Frank's
read
getting in
Animal
the way.
Farm? Four
Angry
legs
Birds,
good,
I think Jack
two
was
legs
referencing.
bad. Come on.
yeah, Hans Goober, villain from
Slightly
Die Hard.
lower brow than Animal Farm, but there we go.
So I like this one from Carl C. Tony is not a bellend. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Jerry emailed me to check up on me. Thank you, Jerry. What a nice guy.
Has anyone got any plans to fly over the next week?
Oh, I think Gab's gonna drag me out.
I'm going to say generic yes, depending on what the weather is like, but not sure
It's
what.
going to be wind. This north wind's going to be
It's
here.
been quite windy all week actually. Because when I'm out walking the dog, I'm like, it's quite nice. But then I get to the park and it's like whoosh. It's just in your face the wind.
It's not
Sounds
been
like
great.
Curious.
It's not been great. It's been a easterly wind. It's cold, but well, I've got to go out and fly and keep trying to get this X class. So I'd tighten my nuts first, and then go out and try it, and then try other things. So yeah. Well, look, Digby Dan's in the chat.
Thank you, Digby Dan. He's been
I'll drag you back
he
out.
has been like my
Sega.
like, yeah, basically he's been my Phil to me and ERC. He's been like literally dragging me out.
I thought you were going to say something else.
He's been making me update stuff a lot and flash firmware, but it's I got out because of Digby Dan. Man of the hour, everyone, Digby Dan.
It's been my Frank to your Pat Butcher.
For a minute then, I didn't know what he...
Yeah, I was very confused there for a second as well.
Can you imagine like Frank and Tony dressed as Pat Butcher, like the like, big old earrings and that? If you don't know what we're on about, it's a series called EastEnders. It's a soap.
It's been
Is it soap
literally
opera?
going on 30 years.
Yeah, I know.
The soap opera. But I'm going to carry on trying to find a big enough and clear enough field to fly some bigger wings in. That's my task for the next week.
When you say bigger wings, were you flying wings? You sound like you were flying quads.
I was flying quads, but I want somewhere to fly wings.
I know where you can fly wings. It's an hour away,
Yes.
but you need to buy 4 wheels
I do need
first.
to get it. Yeah, I'm hoping to get a car over the next month. That's my kind of deadline. It's 22nd of May. I need to have a car.
Andy RC's in the chat with Bell Enders. He's written in there. Thank you.
He's not answering his phone, but he's in the chat.
Let's try and,
He's not going to answer the phone now, is he?
No,
Yeah, he
not-
will.
43
might.
seconds after we're meant to have stopped the show. Excellent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
this is costing more because Pete's editing
Yeah.
and charges
By
by
the
the
wa-
second.
By the way, we lost a patroner.
No.
No. So, like, if anyone wants to become a new Patreon, please help
Was
us.
it a high? Was it a high pat, Ron?
It was indeed. We're going to have to re-record our intro for next month.
Oh,
Yeah, let's get
okay.
Blue Owl on it, man. The lovely Blue
Yeah.
Owl. I wonder who's gonna.
the look of exasperation and pain on Blue Owl's face.
I think Andy's blocked me. Andy, can you ring me? And
Just
say-
don't
just
do
say
it
hello.
when I'm drunk. So let's do it on a Wednesday
you're not.
night and not a Friday night. Yeah. Because if
Yeah.
you remember last time, it took quite a while because I was laughing
Yeah,
quite a lot.
let's salute to the fallen Patreon. I know.
Blue Owl, do you know when you're going to be able to get out and fly? I guess when you're going home, you'll be maybe able to.
Maybe. Oh,
Fingers
hopefully.
crossed. Good
I'll
luck.
I'll do my best. Thank you so much. I'll recruit my parents as people who will find spots, and they may be my spotters as well. So we'll see. We'll see.
All your race gates? Just 4 minutes.
They will be my moving targets. Just running around. I'm definitely packing stuff and taking it with me. Whether it's gonna fly or not, that depends on many things. But I'll do
It's
my
always
best.
good to have it there. You know,
Yeah.
just take it with you just in case. Always good.
Mhm.
Jack, I think we're
Yeah.
done. See us out.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for all the patrons that are still with us. Like, we love your support. When we run out of money, that's it. It's the end of Let's Go Now. Just so you know. Just so you know how serious this is. Right. But yeah, you be joined by my little tone star,
Bonjour.
Andrew / Frank.
Bye.
How is the new place? You settled in?
I'm reasonably settled.
Yep, no worries. The lovely, wonderful, and beautiful Blue Owl.
Bye bye.
And everyone's favourite letdown on a Wednesday night.
Oh, so bitter. Goodbye.
I know. Look, I enjoy being in your company and playing video games
Hey.
and listening to cat. So I want to hang out with you.
Okay, but it's no good if I'm just asleep all the time, is it?
It's fine. You're narcoleptic. I've been Bright Until I Fly. Thank you, guys. You've been listening to Let's Show Now. Have a good day, evening, night. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.